Alright, let's get into it. So if you're new here, I'm going to drop out of my PhD in 6 months, and my first goal is to generate $5,000 in revenue. But before I even get to that, I need to set up a project and knowledge management system. And so for that, I'm using Obsidian, which is like a note-taking app with customization options. And so what we've been doing, my nose is itchy. What we've been doing so far is just setting up a workflow of how I'm going to interact with my system. And now we're looking at managing individual projects, so tasks within projects, from multiple projects. And so what I'm doing now is just going through a few of the community plugins. So I've narrowed down a lot of the hotkeys that were useful. Others that are not relevant at the moment, I'm just going to skip. I'm just interested in setting up my system. So unless it's like it helps me become more efficient and use Obsidian more easily, then I'm ignoring it. Let's see, did I say that right? Unless it's related to me using Obsidian more easily, or unless it's related to project and knowledge management, then I'm ignoring it. So these are the ones left. It's about 50 or so. And so let's just get into it. I want to get it done today. Custom file, install, order. So now that we have those, let's go here, custom file. So this allows us to reorganize it, because currently files can only be organized by alphabetical order or by date edited, I think. Yeah, so this is just files. Let's check file order, because I know this one's also file. This one changes file names so that they're ordered in a certain way. File tree alternative, what's that one? So far I like the first one because it doesn't rename them. What is this one? Oh, I believe this is to view files and folders separately. Let's just try it actually. File tree alternative plugin. No, this is kind of overkill. I don't need this. File tree alternative plugin, delete. So now we need to choose between the first and the second. So let's try the first one, custom file sorting. Let's see what it says. Enable status bar. Where were we? Custom sort. What's this one? Wait. No entiendo. Is this? Huh. No, wait. Ah, fuck that up. Delete. Custom file. Enable and apply. So how do I do this? I don't understand. Did a file appear? Custom file sorting. Let's see. You had the bookmark stuff. So let's see. Let's do here. Why isn't it working? Custom file sorting. Nothing's happening. What you want? it's confusing. Let's see. Read me, inbox someday, maybe. Images at the bottom. Okay. Now. You hungry? I'll be back. ¿Qué? ¿Qué quieres? Huh. Dogs. Well, anyways. So that seems to have worked. Sort spec. Now I'm curious if this changes. Wait. Do I have to? Wait, I'm confused. Oh, I could just change it here. And oh, what I'm curious about, yeah, adding bookmarks. So let's see. If I'm in files, let's say I want to bookmark this file. Bookmark. Saving it. Yeah. So this, let's see if we can make it appear. Now let's say I want to bookmark something else. Start here. We want to I don't like that color for the links. We'll change it. Bookmark, start here, save. So it always shows up after. I mean, it's whatever for now. Remove. Oh, did I remove? Shoot. Does it still sort? No, it doesn't sort no more. Sorting. Oh, I see, because I deleted it. Custom sort, bookmark it, and siblings. And then that changes it. Yeah. That'll do. And then let's do so then you want start here above command center, efforts, temps, yeah. Images is at the bottom. Cool. Yeah, I think we'll do this. I'd prefer this over having to rename all the files, which this one you have to do. Yeah, it renames everything. That's just kind of unstable. So file order, delete it. So that one's done. Now we're looking at tag. Did I download it already? I have. Context menu, drag and drop tags. Open and create a tag page. Hold on a second, I have a dog. Alright, we're back. So, this plugin adds a context menu for tags. And tag pane. Hey. Alright, let's work through this. If dogs bark, dogs will bark. We're just gonna work through this. Man, what's happening here? Tag Wrangler. What exactly does that do? Tag pane. What is this? Oh, is it quiet tags? Is it this one? No, that's still there. Tag Wrangler. Test. Let's see, can you layer tags test? Number 1. Ooh. how do we go from here? Tag wrangler, tag wrangler. Okay, so that still works. So what's the purpose? And search tags from the tag pane. So we can already search. What does mean toggle? Wait, test. Does it not do that? Huh. YouTube time. Let me check that that's fine. So what's he doing here? He has tags. Where's my music coming from?
Or if you want to, you can individually go over and push the toggle button on the side of the top level tag. Unfortunately, if I'm looking to search for multiple tags, or say tag 1 but not tag 2, or if I want to rename any of the tags, that isn't default inside of Obsidian, so we need a community plugin. So we go to the settings, community plugins, turn on community plugins if they're turned off, browse, and we're looking for tag wrangler. The toggle is on, but there are no additional settings. You then get this menu. Rename tag does exactly the tags pane, and you right click on a tag, you then get this menu. Rename tag does exactly what you'd expect. It renames all the tags, so it does a find and replace. If I get rid of the 2 and push OK, you can see it's now renamed the tag to just the tag. And what it will do to all of the subtasks is rename all of the subtasks as well. So at the moment in this page, we have tag1/subtag and tag1. If I rename the top level tag to the same as the other tag, so just tag, and push OK, it's going to give me a friendly warning, and yes, that's what I want to do. It's now done a find and replace, so now tag 1 is tag 1 and the subtag is also tag. And when we look at the tags pane, we've got 4 instances of tag and then the subtag. Now I've duplicated the files. We've got new file and new file 1. This one's got a tag and then a tag subtag. This one's also got tag, but tag 1 and subtag. So if I look for the tag in search, it's going to show both files because this has got the tag and it's also got the tag. But Tag Wrangler allows me to get rid of this page because it's got tag 1 in here as well, and I don't want that. So I can right click on the tag 1 and go exclude tag 1 from search. Now you can see in search it's looking for files that have a tag but not tag 1. The search option is the same as the normal core plugin when you click on a tag. The collapse and expand buttons is the same as the button up here in the core plugin pane. But what you can also do is create a tag page. And what that does is it creates a file. You can see down here it's created a tag file because that's the name of the tag I was on. It's then created an alias for that page with hashtag tag. Now this page functions exactly the same as a normal page, just with an alias that says hashtag tag. So if you look for a page in the bracket search for linking, you can see we've got the tag, because that's the name of the page, and then we have the hashtag tag, because that is the alias for the tag page. Both of these will link to the same page, the alias giving an alias at the end of the backlink. This short video is included in my Extended Brain course, where I go into more detail about my workflow inside of Obsidian, some of the other...
Cool. So So I'm right clicking. Oh, did I turn it off? Tag Wrangler. I'm confused. That is so blurry.
Unfortunately, if I'm looking at any of the tag plugins, rename tag does exactly what you'd expect. It rename the tag to just the tag, and what it will do to all of the subtasks is tag and tag one tag and push OK. It's going to give me a tag instances of tag. Got a tag and then a tag subtag. This one's also got tag, but tag one and subtag, and it's also got the tag. But Tag Wrangler allows me to get rid of this page. Because it's got tag, exclude tag 1 from sub.
How'd you do that? What are you doing? Oh, because only the... Yeah, we'll stay with it. Oh, you just click on a module. There's two. There should be two. Oh, because maybe, let's try that again. Test. Yeah. I mean, it's basically the same, cause like but it is faster. But you can interact with pages there. You can't edit, but you can interact. I think I'll take it off. It's nice, but it does add a lot of context, like too much context. Yeah, I'll just take it off. Cool. Oh, make sure to delete it. Make sure to delete it. So what was that? Tag. Docs. Zone, tag wrangler, zone. Cool. So now we're at like 36 left. Okay. So let's go to Pomodoro. LMNOP. I'm just taking ones that we're going to go to in the future. Home page. Oh, I said I'd leave it. I think I have a calendar. But we're going to get to that one right now. Flexible Pomodoro. Dynamic day ruler. Status bar, so now we just need the other Pomodoro. Pomodoro. And then I believe you can change these. Where? Oh, yeah. So that one's okay. Status bar. I enabled it right. OP. Maybe you have to start it. I like this one. It's minimal and there's lots of other options such as logging. So we're removing this one. Flexible. Looking at the flexible templates. Wait. Oh, flexible. It's basically like the other one. $29,000 flexible 8,000. Yeah, so I think I'll delete this one. So the one that was left was status bar. Oh, This one, these two. There. Cool. So now we just have these. Actually gonna take a nap, I think. And then I'll come back. Alright, we're back. So now we're looking at a day planner. Do I have it installed? I do. So let's see. Day planner. It looks like we have check marks, and those get scheduled onto a calendar. And we have a calendar view, and I guess organize your notes. I mean, it's nice, but I don't think I need that. I'd prefer to follow like the check boxes and then just write the time if I really do need to plan out my entire day minute by minute. And also, like, if I need to plan out my entire day minute by minute, I would just use my calendar, which is Outlook. But I'm relaxed in like the minutes. It's the hours that matter. Yeah, so I'm not using it. Where was it? Habit calendar. H. Data view. Table coding as. Swimming from diaries. This container, year, number, month number. This is a little bit, is it minutes? 32 minutes spent coding on this day. And you just display it on calendar. I don't know, it's just, I think it's just trying to show it on a calendar. which honestly I don't find too insightful. The table was kind of interesting, but I think tables, there's a different plugin for that. So no habit calendar. Honestly, the most compelling one was day planner, but no dynamic timetable. Okay, so generates task timetables from markdown files. Set the established time like this. How about it? You can also set a time tag B. Tasks will not be displayed on the timetable. If a task is likely to be scheduled, it turns green. C. Huh. Let's see what it does. Oh, so you can check off one task at a time. No. I think again it's basically like a calendar. So just use Outlook. Why do I every time I've spelt time ruler even right now when I said it, I always say timer ruler. Let's open up. Basically a calendar again, but tasks associated with calendar, but it's time based. I mean, if there's a task on a particular day and time, it's a calendar, right? If something needs to be done at an exact day and time, that's the calendar. Otherwise, you would use this to schedule just tasks throughout the day. But I mean, at that point, the extra functionality for me doesn't really add a lot. That's nice. Yeah, just use a wait. Before I make my decision, buttons. Start. Click the. What is that? No, I think I made my decision. Workspaces plus. Actually, let me see a video about that. Workspaces plus Obsidian. I think I've seen this one before. Wrong one. Where is it? Oh.
Show instructions, and what this does is it works with the default workspace core plugin that we had active earlier. So if we go to the left ribbon, we've got lots of other commands in here at the moment now, but we go to the top, we've got manage workspace layout, and this lets us save the workspace layout. So at the moment, this is the layout. We've got 2 tabs, we've got all of this stuff open, but we want a home layout. So I go to the home dashboard, I'm gonna center that, I'm gonna
Why does he have different to-dos for different projects, maybe? Essay note. That's kind of nice. Okay, let's see if we can replicate this actually. Efforts, or where did I put it? Where did I put it? README? Oh, yep. Okay, so desktop. So we'll try to replicate, maybe try to do something similar to this, where every area is, for example, we have like a dashboard, and then each project is this. Or, we'll think about it. But it's a nice view to have of what's due when.
hide that panel and hide that panel, center it again. Now we've got this as the workspace. I'm going to manage workspace, call it home and save. Now that I have this workspace saved, if I change things around, so I close down tabs and bring things open, now when I go to that manage workspace and click on load, it loads up the workspace I had before. And what the Workspace Plus plugin lets me do is add a hotkey to that home workspace, which means it's a command, which also means I can add it to Commander. So we're going to add a command, find the home workspace, and add the home command into the ribbon. Now I can go to the ribbon appearance tab, get rid of all of these and hide all of these because I don't need them. I want to keep these 3 up. These are the 3 I've added with Commander. Done. Now when I click on the home workspace, it brings this back, but as you will have noticed, it's brought back all of these ribbon items because it saved everything. It saved all of the tabs I had open, everything I had hidden, so I need to make sure that when I save the workspace, it is exactly the way I want it. So I'm going to close these folders, close the sidebar, get rid of the essay note, reorganize the ribbon again, select done, and now you can see Workspace Plus has a command that says save current workspace. So I'm going to save the current workspace, successfully saved, workspace home. Now, close down the file, I click on home, it's brought up my home workspace. Of course.
So workspace, come back to once set up what details. Cool. Quick add. Quick. OPQ. Seems kind of weird that Q comes before T. Like even S, I feel like intuitively it feels like S comes before Q, but it doesn't. A template is a definition. Create a new note. Composes. Wait, so how is this any different than the regular template? Templater or the core? Yeah, it's meant to augment them. You can use to format syntax in a template or template, and both work. You will need to create a folder, append link, increment file name. I don't understand. Capture. Without leaving your current window. What makes it so difficult? You need to leave your current. You can't leave your current window. You can't just open up a new tab. So you can open and close. Macros. Doesn't seem compelling.
The Obsidian Quick Add Community plugin is often overlooked, in part because at its core, it just lets you easily add content to your notes, which makes it seem unnecessary, but the real value is in the automation. In this video, I'm going to talk through the features of this awesome community plugin and how I use it for automating my meetings, my daily logging, and even task management. Options. Now I've already got one Quick Add community plugin. Enable it and then go into options. Now I've already got one template in here, but if you've just installed this plugin, then you won't have anything in here. Now in Quick Add, anything that you add here is called a choice. The terminology is a little bit weird, but it is just an element that can be either a template, capture, macro, or multi. We'll go over each of these. We'll actually start with multi because multi is just a folder. So when you click on it, you can put my folder here, click add choice, and then you can add things within it. I haven't really seen much of a need to have folders in here, so I'm just going to delete it here. Using template, you can instruct Quick Add to create a new note according to a template that you specify. I like to prefix my choices here with the type of choice it is, in this case, template. I'm going to type add new default meeting. What I want to do here is that when I select this add new default meeting choice, I wanted to create a new meeting and apply automatically the meeting template that I'm going to specify. So I'm going to add that choice and then click configure here. Now the template path should contain the path at first if you'd like. To enable is definitely on. Case one, ask my meetings folder here, but no, you've actually got to go and click add. Scrolling down here, I'm thinking that usually when I add a meeting note, that's because I want it open. So I'm going to enable this, open the want to lose whatever. So I'm going to enable that. If you'd like, I like the vertical one personally. So now I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm also going to hit this little lightning symbol, which means that Quick Add is going to add a command for this template that I've just created.
Command.
But let me show you what it looks like when you don't do that first. So going back to the vault, hit Command P in your command pane or Control P on Windows, and then start typing Quick Add. Now you'll see this run quick add here, and I already put a hotkey. I've got one because I use it all the time, but you can also just open up the command pane and look for it like I did. I can click on add new default meeting, and that's going to prompt me for the meeting that I would like to create. It's still, let's say this is a demo meeting, and you'll see because I didn't have a note open, it still created a separate pane meeting, and you'll see because I didn't hide the Explorer. So I'm going to delete this one because I want to show you lightning bolt here and exit that. When I go into the command pane, I'll now see that the add new default meeting is its own to and do default meeting, and then you can even set a hotkey according to you to be our multi and template. Let's go over capture. Capture is what you use when you want to add something to a file without opening it or leaving the current note that you're on. I'm going to show you two examples for how I use it. The first is for logging.
Wait, what did she say?
Add something to a file without opening it or leaving the current note that you're on. And if it'll add something to the daily note, well, I could just open it, right, and then type in whatever I wanted to say and then go back to what I was working on. But I find that Quick Add provides a much more seamless experience. Let me show you. I'm going to create a new date, and in that case, I will also specify the template, which in that case, I will also
Yearly, world, weekly, session planner, quarterly,
specify the template, which is daily. I'll add that. In this case, I'm logging things that aren't necessarily tasks, so I don't want to do that. So then I want to show you what my daily note template looks like. This is what it is. I'm trying to decide where I want to add this log entry to. If I just append it to the end of this file, that's not going to be really useful because I've got this tomorrow link here. Where I really wanted to go is in this log section, which is a heading 2. So I'm going to go back to those settings in Quick Add, log daily note, and I will scroll down. Instead of having it right to the bottom of the file, I'm going to enable this insert after.
Wait.
And I'm going to type in the log beginning. It makes it from there. So I'll end that the file is captured too. I am to be some Tuesday. And then in hotkeys, I'm going to search for it. And this is my log. I'm going to have a lot of something else. So I'm going to go back to Quick Add, options, and here in the file name, I'm going to put reviews or on a Mac because I do use a Mac. Luckily, one of my Patreons, so a TC, mentioned that this didn't work for them because they were on Windows. Now, maybe if your Windows are Linux, try doing it without a slash. So instead of slash reviews, try just going to review / daily and so forth. Let's say I'm working on, I don't know, my core principles, and I want to do Command Option Shift K, how to use into reviews and then daily. There's a daily note that's been. Another use case for this is agendas for people. So I have some people like my manager that I meet up with regularly. Now I already do have a person template. Let me show you what that looks like. So it's going to have the name of the person here, and I always have an agenda section. So let's create one for my manager. Let's call it automatic agenda. So I'm going to close that. Let's call it capture, add to agenda with Pepe, and I'll choose capture. I'll add that choice and I'll hit options here. And this time, instead of principles, already add to agenda with Pepe. So I just have to hit enter and I'll say, remind him to ask Mark about, then it just has that in the agenda. And to, whenever I have a meal of things that I want to do, is multiple steps with combinations of template and capture and even other things like Obsidian commands. You don't have to go this far. I would suggest that you play around with template and capture first. And the reason that I'm showing it to you are like majority of the ones that I use. But let me show you one cool use case that I have for it. So this is my personal vault. And the reason that I'm showing it to you on this one is because this macro is very specific to how I like to work. So I didn't think that it was appropriate to put it in the other vault. And by the way, this vault and everything that I've done in it is available to patrons on my Patreon. Thank you for supporting me. If you already are a patron, then you get access to this macro. First, let me show you what I want to do. This is my content creation Kanban board using the Kanban plugin. Usually how it works is when I have an idea, I go to this content board, I click add a card, and I put this is my on what kind of video it is. Then I'd exit this, and then back here, I like to have these emojis. So if it, let's say it is a video for me, I'd apply this. That means in the state. But still, I was able to create this. With everything else, we've created things by just selecting it here, adding a name, and then hitting add choice. When you create a macro, you have to click manage macros first, and then you add a macro name here, and then click add figure it. First, I have one step that is to add the new idea to the Kanban board. This works just as the capture one did. So if I open up the configuration, add something to, and then I wanted to insert it in Markdown. So if you open it up down and configure again, but remember page template. So
seems useful. I'll keep it.
the Obsidian Gems of the Year is a list of new notes, so I'm going to have a heading called More Complex. When I apply the template using Templater, this entire line should then be replaced with this title. So time I'm going to put, or these are all the default of a meeting. So that's how you, now I've got is within these brackets, and I could have it without that. It is the value inside that's going to be replaced with the title of the meeting. But we've got some metadata still, and I'm using the same trick here to create a link of that note templater on a new meeting. To say people and then a slash, that means I want to put it in the people folder, down to a few, add new, a list of sessions, counted the number of sessions or no previous page, and let's say I have more called the crossed format. So for example, a test vault so that I can show you how this is my games index page and these are the campaigns that I've played in or run.
How should you do that? Okay, anyways. Checklist plugin. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Come back to. It's not immediate, but maybe. Maybe. Shortcut launcher. So now we're looking at shortcut launcher. Trigger shortcuts in Apple's. We'll come back to this. I don't use the shortcut launcher, but it seems like it could be useful for productivity. And I'm not opposed to learning about stuff. So we'll see. Create files, open workspaces, search and research in one file, and replace and research. Okay, so come back to seems like it could be useful in specific instances, but I don't really have any at the moment. Not my priority. Maybe useful system. So let's see. URI is off. Yeah, these are all fine. Calendar's fine. Commander off. Day planner. Oh, day planner. Got rid of that one. Install. Dynamic attend. Uninstall. Add the calendar. Install. Home page. Keeping. Actually, open as specified. No, we don't need that anymore since we have Workspaces Plus. Helper editor isn't working. Minimal. Yup. This one, maybe if I need it for my project. Outliner is fine. Paint relief. Quick explorer. Quick switcher. Quick add. That one's off. Status bar, yeah. Tasks. Have I gone through tasks? No, so. Time install. Yeah, so the rest is fine. And that was in here. Yeah, so now we have to go through data handling. And then once we finish data handling, go into projects. Yeah, so we'll come back to this. So now time to install. Data view, install. DB folder. Metadata. Let's see. It's weird because I used to intern at NVIDIA, and when I worked at NVIDIA, I would work maybe like a minimum of 10 hours a day. And it was all good times. I chose to work that schedule, but I would be so focused, and I could sit there just for hours and be fine. But now it's like, I don't know, like my body's just can't handle it anymore. So I'm like sitting down for like 2 hours at a time and just can't do it no more. But I find a way. So let's see, sortable. Let's see what these have to offer. Data loom, data allows you to create databases, data from diverse sources. We like that, and display them in different views. We like that as well. Cell types, nice. Columns, so the only thing they don't have is inserts. Very nice, and it seems active. So let's Let's start with these actually. Because I know data view, we're just gonna go right into that, and it's gonna take us like a few hours. So let's start with metadata menu. Data view users. Okay, I mean, okay. First, actually, let's start with tables. Let's just start with Markdown tables. Markdown table editor. Yeah. So straight up tables, and then we dive into data view, data metadata, front matter, whatever. So Excel to Markdown to paste data from Excel into Obsidian. Copy, paste, I don't have an editor right now, but I'll keep it. Keeping in case to you. So advanced tables, auto formatting, Excel-like navigation, tab enter between cells and rows, spreadsheet formulas, huh? Export to, then type and then press tab. Next cell, next rows, enter. Let's try this. Enable options. Oh, nice. 3, 4. And where was it? Align. There's even an align button. I don't think it works, so. What does this mean? Okay, so that just moved it. Oh, and I think this adds. Yeah, we'll keep it. That's solid. Markdown editor. It's gonna have to offer a lot to even compete, I feel like. Create a new table. Let's see. I need to open this up in GitHub. I mean, it's nice, and it even seems like it would be maybe a replacement. So, the two that I'm going for are the Excel, the Google/Sheets, whatever, to Markdown, and Advanced Table Editor. Now, this one seems like it could replace both of them, and it's visual, but I don't like visual. It's more clicks for me. But it's pretty good. Sortable. I don't need sortable anymore. Metadata menu. See, that was pretty quick. So now, time to go into metadata menu. And then just 10 more after that. Oh. Metadata menu. Access and manage the metadata of your notes. Context menu items to modify front matter fields. Okay, before we actually go into this, advanced Obsidian topics. So questions. What is metadata? Front matter. Right now, what I think metadata is the same as front matter, and properties are fields within metadata. That's what I am guessing, but I don't know. What else comes to mind? Data view? What is data view? Data view. Yeah, so these are all things I need to understand a little bit better. So what is metadata? Metadata menu. Here, actually. You can add context menu items to modify fields and inline fields. Set types and values. Here is property upgrade. Ugh. Actually, these all seem interesting. Meal planning.
Database table of all of the files in certain classes, which is editable, which makes the default properties inside of Obsidian are pretty good, but metadata menu makes editing those properties a little bit easier, in my opinion. They also add hotkeys to it, they add formula properties, object properties. You can also have a database table of all of the files in certain As of 2 hours ago, Obsidian released the version 1.4 insider build, so this is for insider users only, but they've added properties to Obsidian. At the moment, you'll see something that looks like this at the top of your file. It's often called YAML or front matter, maybe metadata, and this is what it will look like.
Let's see. Set it here. Front matter.
Insider build, so this is for insider users only, but they've added properties to Obsidian. At the moment, you'll see something that looks like this at the top of your file. It's often called YAML or front matter, maybe metadata. And this is what it will look like. But now, if I come to the top right, click on the three dots, you can see I'm in source mode. If I go to live preview, it then shows properties. I can click on any of these items and drag the preview. It then shows properties. I can click on any of these items and drag the property up and down. When I left click on the icon, I can change the property type, which I'll go through in a minute. I can cut, copy, paste, or remove the property. If I hold shift and then select multiple properties, I can then right click and change all the properties to a certain type, cut, copy, paste, etc. If I open up a second file and let's hold shift and select all of them, I can then copy, so Control C, I come over here, Control V, it then pastes all of that property information into the file. It's so nice. And if I go to the editor tab, you can see there's actually another button, so it says show file properties. If I tick this off, you can see all the files have now disappeared, all the file properties and everything, they disappeared. So properties, if I tick this off, you can see
properties. Properties, visible. It's visible. Why aren't they visible though?
all the files have now disappeared, all the file properties and everything, they disappeared, so they don't show inside of the file. So I can type things and you can type all the way down the file, but it doesn't show the properties. But if I tick it on, I can then show all the properties, and if I don't want to toggle them, if I tick it on, I can then show all the properties, and if I don't want to toggle them, I drop down. Them shut or toggle them open, so I can see all of them, none of them, or not even the drop down. But if I turn the properties off, how am I meant to see the properties? Well, they've added commands for that. Going into the command palette, you can see we've got properties, show all properties.
Let's see.
And this gives you a list of every single property that's in the vault, and it acts very similar to the tags pane. So you can see the tags pane, we've got the 2 tags in here. Inside of here, it shows all of the properties, and when you click on the property, it then adds that into the search, so you can know which file's got which. This one's in the example file, and then the show properties file is this one that I've got down here. So this is all of the properties. This is just the file that I have active, so that is when I click on this one, this is the active file. These are the properties in that file. If I click on the second file, these are the properties in this file. Yeah, there are some visual things, but it's just been released, so I'll let them off with that one. But that's not all. We also have an add file property hotkey. Now this is the default one, control colons, that's my template one, so I'll probably change it, and then clear file properties. But if I come into the file and push that hotkey, you can see it's now letting me edit here property. So when you click on the file, you can see there's no properties in. Now an alien, and this is those are empty, but I can't change it to a property. Push no properties in here at the moment. If I push that hotkey, it lets me add a property. Push alias. Now it has an alias property, but I can't change it to any other type because it's only letting me put an alias in. And for those unfamiliar with aliases, if I have an alias in here for app, you can see it's been entered, and this is Obsidian app. I can look for Obsidian app or app. So when I go to the quick switcher, Control O, and type in app, you can see there's the alias app, and there's the file, Obsidian app, and then that's the actual file name.
Let's leave that out. So
So that's what an alias is, and then if I come in here, it gives me a drop down of the other alias in the other file. So this actually collects all of the different entries for aliases, which can be useful if you've got different aliases across your vault.
type.
Let's say I want there to be an Obsidian alias. I need to push enter, so you can see at the moment it's not actually entered in as an option, it's just still in text, so push enter. Now I have app and Obsidian as different aliases for this one file, so quick switcher, type Obsidian, there's the Obsidian alias for the Obsidian app file, and then add the tags property, and it's come up with the two, very nice, the name. Because it's a list property, I can't actually put it back property, add tags again, let's drag that down. This is only useful if you actually use CSS classes. I do use them in my library setup, which I'll leave a link to the video in the top right, but CSS classes you can then add text in, so I use cards, and that would be the information put inside of this property. This property type is a list, so I'll type in list, and that is shown by the suggested thing text and things can literally just been released. Instead of it saying true or false, it's actually a tick box that you can tick like complete or not, which is very nice. It looks a bit big at the moment, but like I say, we'll let the developers offer that because it's that are not specific to the property type you want, the date, and you got a time date on it, so you to the exact add a link and forwards the properties as the
This property is really new, is it? Because mine don't look like
Obsidian just turned these ugly metadata fields of your notes into shiny, user-friendly as this new feature. In your note, just by clicking on this icon, you don't see any properties initially, but to add one, we can just open up Command Palette by pressing Control or Command P, and then searching up Add File Property. Alternatively, if you prefer keyboard shortcuts, you can do this. We can now, so put the value, that we would just put the name of the property. You can just choose a different one, like checkbox. Sometimes you will have to update the value to be the correct format. We can just click on the warning icon and then change property type. There we go, turns into a checkbox. And we change the date. We'll have to do the same thing. Review. It just has the field and the date. So before, these properties were just simply front matter fields at the top of your note. If you switch it back, as you can see, it just has the field and the date. But with the new property setup, there's just a lot of more user-friendly ways to change the values, like we just shown with the checkbox and the date. On top of that, for the date specifically, it comes with an additional button you can press to jump to this date. If you had scroll up to edit, and let's podcast, turn on, you can use templates to automate them.
Alright, let's try that here. So, what did he have, like, finished? How do we change this? Maybe I'm not doing something right. Where's properties visible? There we go. Finished. Done. I don't know. How do I add a checkbox?
The field. Each checkbox Huberman's podcast And lastly, a checkbox. It had a rating just based off of how useful I found it, and a link to the podcast note of Andrew Huberman's podcast. And lastly, a checkbox for me to tell whether I finished the podcast.
Oh. So there's tags. What about list? What does the list do? Temp 1. List. List. So what is it like? 1 1. Oh, entiendo. List. What else is there? Number, checkbox, date and time. Rating 5.
Or not. If we continue with the basic functionalities of properties, for each new podcast note we want to make, we can use templates to and then search for the plugin called Templater. I'm just going to call it templates, and in this folder I'm going to add rating. We location of our templates to templates. This is whenever you create a new file, we have a chance to automatically insert a template instead of having to manually do it each time. As you can see, that opened up a new section in the settings called folder templates. This is where we can choose our podcast episodes folder and then add the podcast episode template as the template we want to use. So now if we go back and we create a new note in here, we can see that the properties are automatically added and the template is applied. Another
Templater.
podcast episode.
Something I don't understand is if templater is the same thing.
Automatically suggested different properties.
If templaters
So now we can
use
automatically
cases
add
are filled, how do you say? If quick add encompasses the functionality of templater.
fields into our new note, but is there a way to also automatically add the values? It's time to start talking about. Let's say I had values. It's time to start talking about variables. And I create question with variables, even front matter.
So that seems like it's all templater, right?
And then with that date, calculate the week it's related to. And go to TP file. There's one called title, which will, give us the title of the note. Next to title, use it into a date, and we need to find the moment in. I'm gonna create this. Move. Open today's daily note to view our weekly note. So yeah, if you want to.
Wait.
So yeah, if we open up command palette, create a new daily note, or open today's daily note, boom, automatically generated. and we can easily click on the link. Workflow, continuing on with this daily note example. As part of my daily note workflow, I have a reflection section I fill out at the end of the day, which asks me for a summary on how it went. Section I fill out at the end of the day, which asks me for a summary
Eating duration.
on how it went. Yes, I could just write the summary into the properties field by scrolling up or using the sidebar, but I want it to feel more natural and still be part of the section. So recently, I solved my own problem and made a plugin to do just that. So to get this to work, you'll have to download 2 plugins. First is the Data View plugin. Search update, top plugin. 2, mine up a different in, let's say I wanted to have a single, doesn't really show.
Today was a good day.
So first, we can it,
Didn't even have to use my AK.
and if we wanted to, we can click on it to jump right. Same. And if we want, just when we click on it, it'll take us to this link. So if we go back,
Wait, how did he do
so
that?
yeah, if
Table,
it
actually.
through
He didn't show it, right?
you, the last enhancement I wanted, and it
Yeah, no, you didn't
Great.
show that table. Cool. Didn't show that, but whatever. So, wait, what did we learn? What were we there for? We were there for metadata, okay. And that one's not right now. Obsidian is a folder, not a file. Link notes together. Customizable workspace. Learn how to create folders and use Markdown. Toggle bullet as a hotkey. Images and create internal links to them. Learn how to manage split screen and tab management. Don't need. Okay. So where we metadata menu still? Metadata menu. Oh, it's still there? Proper. Did we really not watch this? Oh, yeah, right. That was long
which is
time.
editable, which makes editing multiple properties far easier because you can add them all to a file in one click. You can't bulk add files, but that's an Obsidian limitation. And then you can also add inline code block, data view, table, query type things. It's easier to show you. Basically, it's an editable data view query if you're familiar with data view. If you're not, then it's like an inline table inside of Notion. In this video, I'm going to go through as much of the plugin as I can, bearing in mind that obviously updates will change things as we move forwards. So to start with, this is an Obsidian file. It's completely empty. If I go to the source mode and I add 3 dashed lines, this is what you'll be familiar with if you've used Obsidian for a while, and this is what's called front matter or YAML. You then add a key, so property is the key, and then you add a value. And this is a property inside of Obsidian in the source mode. Most people won't see it like this, but this is what it looks like. If I then come down and go to live preview, you can see this is the updated properties that Obsidian lets you have. We have the key, which is the name of the property, which you can customize and change, and then it's going to the editor panel all the time. They've gone source is with plugin properties. Alias have named it properties features and properties on their control open shift on the property file. So we'll go Control Shift C for close. Now I'm going to push Control or open in a file. So we'll go Control Shift C for close. Now I'm going to push Control Shift C. It closes the Control property to the editor view down to properties and document and say hit show them ready with make it up. So all of this, you can see them on the far right. I'm going to show them again. The reason I want to plug it up. So what property, add file property. There is a hot so class, but now at the live view to work. So when we go into the data view settings, the JavaScript queries of inline and normal need to be turned on inside of the data view settings. That's all you need to do with data view. But when we come into metadata menu settings, there are loads of options.
Okay, actually, let's see what he does with it first. Ooh. Where is this going? Seems pretty cool. Okay, so we'll keep that. We do need to come back to it though. But what's the difference between metadata menu and meta edits? Ignore properties to hide them. Menu. Meta edit. Hood by air. What are these? Frame TV art hood by what? Meta Obsidian. Is that not? Yeah, so none seem to use it. Update, I mean, you just update it in the field, auto properties, progress. Delete properties easily. I think we're fine without it. So this one will meta edits. Now what about front matter tags adjust? Autocomplete tags, it'll show if you are with a, but if you use in the, wait, autocomplete tags in the front matter, it will show only shows a tag autocomplete. No entiendo. I guess not. That is fine. Yeah. Cool. So now we're down to 4. Down to 4.
Whether you're coming from Notion, making them more powerful and easier, foundational features of Obsidian, making them more powerful has never been easier, all thanks to the MakeMD community plugin. It enhances the foundation we use. Formatting notes using Markdown becomes more accessible using tooltips and /commands. Folders get turned into spaces, which better organizes your notes through sections and different dashboard views. And which better organizes your notes through sections and different dashboard views. And lastly, contacts are improved tags, which lets you add properties to the different types of notes in your vault. Tags, which lets you add properties to the different types of notes in your vault. I'll be showing how to set everything up in a new vault, so if you want to use the plugin and Obsidian to its full potential, be sure to watch until the This might look a little bit different from what you're used to. Up here we have the banner of the note at the top, but an asterisk between text after. But with MakeMD, you won't necessarily have to remember all the syntax. Let's say I wanted to bold some text. I would then select the text I commonly use syntax based on and this will give you a list of most of the other, and this will give you, you can add a call out to maybe, yeah, I personally prefer to still use syntax just because I find it faster, but this is a really good way of ingraining what syntax is associated with what formatting. But if you were to maybe type something before and then type slash, it wouldn't work. It has to start at the start of a new line. So yeah, using this, you're able to easily customizable way. Courses, but you wanted all your different courses notes, organize these folders and notes. But thankfully, with MakeMD, we have this new space pane, which we can use to more dynamically organize these folders and notes. If you hover over a folder, you can see that there's this alphabetical order. Things at the top. Have a folder for all your different videos. If you head up here, there's this icon right here, which lets you create a new space. Thankfully, we can use spaces to further a new space, contains all the you can see that there's a note created, or just take notes for yourself on. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to one assignment we have something. See all the notes, which basically lets you open the note right inside here to add different be categories. Go to another further organize these notes. Maybe just watching my plugins made easy playlist for more potential.
That's actually pretty cool. It does look pretty good. But I mean, I don't need it.
Based on side.
Let's go to it. Uninstall. Where was it? MakeMD. Brings features. Sorcher. The way that it markets itself is not really good. They need to overhaul how they are marketing it. Context. Simple tables, powerful databases. Which one was it? This one. Let's see it again. So spaces have folders, but for me spaces are folders. The one thing that's different is that folders have folder notes. And the files, but I mean you can just click on the folder to view that. And then group by, card view, flow view. Oh, so I guess it just shows all the folders at once. And that's just metadata. there's also a card view.
We have the list view, and then you can just see all the different fields right under the note title. And if we head to flow view, it looks a bit weird because these fields we're setting are essentially just metadata, but just made prettier and hidden. So the flow view might be a bit weird. Further organize these notes. Can save a view that field, so then psychology 1 is separated from the ones that aren't selected. Apparently you can also save view. Maybe you wanted to only show notes associated with the course, we can just add a new filter where the course field only contains kind of fields you want. You can then, if you want to learn more about the plugin, consider joining their Discord for more help.
So that was cool. Oh, documentation. Yeah, if you just look at this, it doesn't seem particularly enticing. Like, there's nothing about it that's like, wow, this is useful. It's just text, even though they have a lot of icons. But anyways, how do we feel about it? So the one thing that looked completely different was the UI, but it's more, it looks more friendly. I just don't know that it translates to efficiency or productivity.
On the assignments tag, tags in, revisit these once we go into it's different ways.
Yeah, so there's folders, spaces, folders. Each folder has this sort of note where you can write on it, I guess, and then the files within that folder. Let's try it. I want to see. Change cover. Whoa. I mean, I don't need it, but it looks nice. What do I do? Where do I go? Where was I? Oh, right here. But why is change sticker? What if I just don't want a sticker? I don't know. Okay, so this is a file. How do I add a space? Oh, that changes. Ah. Add select space. How do I like T1? T1. This isn't. Wait, what is. New folder space. New space. T1. Save space. And here. No. What is this? Why does this keep badgering me about commands? What are we doing? What is this? Uh, archive. Oh, cause what is this doing? Spaces, home, T1. Yeah, so this is just like a note named after the file. There, leave me alone. And where's T1 note? T1 note. Yo, this is confusing. Yeah, I don't think I'd use this. It's cool, but okay, so how do I undo everything I just did? Delete. What's this one? Delete. Now delete. Ah, fun. Wait. Did you ruin all my notes? No. What is this? Okay. Let's go to visible. Okay, so I fixed this one, but I don't understand what this big ass arrow is. How do I... do it? Source mode. Thank you for not helping. Source mode. Toggle. No, not that one. Command, was it, Command D. Why are you not? Are you? Oh, it is. Right? So this one works. But this note, is working now. Oh, I see. But what is this? No, don't tell me it's in there right now. Let's try installing it, uninstalling it. Make.md. Install. Enable. Make MD. Okay, now if we turn it off. It's off. There is no space to pin it to. What do you mean? Okay. I have an idea. this one's fine. Nothing shows up in them. Maybe you just need to close it and restart it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop showing my screen just for a second. Cool. Okay, so yeah, so just restarting it did the trick. So taking out that. Now let's go into data loom, data view, and DB folder. That's where we're about to go into, but was that the best that had to offer? Data loom. Okay, so that actually looks nice, but see this is actually useful, like these sort of quick notes. Basics, menu system. Views, let's see. List. Sources. Oh, so is it basically just a table with... Okay, this one shows it.
What this means is if you take your time and plan things out and make sure that you are set seamlessly as you can, you're going to have a much better result.
Seems okay. But I think it's replicated in DB, right? DB folder.
I use Obsidian for
Or let's see. Quick add to create a command. Using to display in the database.
Something and then take 3 times
Yeah,
as long
yeah,
as you
look
need
what
to
she's doing.
because you have to troubleshoot all these weird issues. And what's even worse than that is you end up with lingering doubts as to whether your workmanship is good.
Well, So these are
Don't
data
be that
view
person. Take
queries.
your time and really enjoy the process
But what if
as much
you-
as you can and try to make the product as perfect as you can.
If you want
Then you'll be able to rely on this thing
specify
for years to come.
what goes in your table. Wait, right here, what did she say? So, whoa, Kickstarter, she's backed. That's a lot.
Then you'll be able to rely on this thing for years to come.
She's low-key rich or something. So let's see. Notion-like tables is useful if you want to organize your own tables. However, you can make it much more quicker with data view and database folder. So let's just say not using similar to data view plus db folder, but you create table manually. Yeah. So let's manage. Set up. Need to set up. Actually, why is bold? That is not. Oh, because this isn't mine. That works. Okay. So we wanted to I had a note that I was using to-dos. Oh, because I also copied this, I see. Okay, so the ones that were useful, keeping in case I need to use. So far, these are the ones that have been useful or have use for me. Templater. Come back to one system setup. Cool. Oh, and calendar. Actually, I'll keep it because I do use it to make a daily note. Actually, will I need it? Yeah, I'll keep it because not for daily notes. So now what I need to do, scope out these. With these. Perfect. So the ones, just a quick review. The ones we're not using has expanded to over 70. Ones we are using, all these were key, most of them actually, or yeah, no, all if not most, not using privacy and maintenance. I would actually move these to so scope these out. These are the solid ones. Data handling. Scope. Wait. I'm losing my. Yeah, so these are the solid ones. These we just looked into. Solid. These haven't looked into. Yes, really. The few that were good. How is it still at 100? how much of this is actually future me can figure it out. Let's just focus on what it is right now. So tasks. Obsidian tasks plugin. I don't see any. Maybe
It's actually been made even easier, and I've only just found this recently, but you can add a scheduled date, and then tomorrow we're going to add it. Has always been easy with hotkeys, but with the task plugin, it's actually been made even easier, and I've only just found this recently, but you can add a scheduled date, and then tomorrow we're going to add a due date, and then Sunday, then we're going to call it high priority. It's going to be recurring, and we want to say every day, enter, and it's already done. It's added in. It's so easy. This is my extended brain template, which I spoke about in a previous video, but that uses data view queries, whereas this uses task queries and data view queries. Because they don't conflict, they can work together. There are lots of advantages of using the task plugin instead of data view to query tasks. The first one being the simple language it's used. It doesn't use data view, JavaScript, or anything like that. It's very simple: sort by priority, sort by due, sort by scheduled, scheduled after that date, and scheduled before that date. The other advantage is you can customize what the query looks like. So you can see here I've customized it so that this is just showing the link. Or you could show the backlink, you could show a short version. It's entirely up to you. You can see the total amount of tasks at the bottom of the query as well, which is quite nice. DataView doesn't have that. But one of the biggest advantages I find is the edit button. When you click on the pen, it brings up the task, and you don't have to go back to where the page is. And then you can edit the task without needing to navigate back to the page. You can add priorities, add recurrence, add any sort of due date, schedule date, start date, all inside of here using what I would call natural language processing. So by typing today, it's brought in today's date into the start value, and then I can apply that to the task, and now it's added that into the task. I've changed the schedule date of this task by going in and just typing in to backspace and then 8 or backspace 9, whatever you want. So it doesn't have to be through the auto select. And now you can see it showing up as a task in my daily log, in my daily notes page, but also showing up in my task inbox query results. Now, if I complete it in the query result, it's going to disappear because it's now done. It's ticked the task off, added a completion date, but because it's recurring, you can see with the emoji, it's added another one, the next recurrence, above the task. And something the task plugin also does is when you complete a task outside of a query result, it also adds that tick box, whereas in DataView, it doesn't add the tick box completion when you tick something outside of the DataView query. Going into the next daily note, the 26th, you can see there are a lot more tasks in here, and it's actually sorting the tasks by a priority first. So we've got priority, high priority at the top, low priority at the bottom, and every other task is just given a normal priority, which is quite nice. You don't have to add a priority to every single task. It's just if something is sort of, it's a task, but I don't really need to do it, just add a low priority. So it's sorting by priority first, then by due, then by scheduled. So underneath the high priority task, we have the task that is due soon. It's not soon for today, but you know what I mean in this example template. Inside of the book dashboard, which is in the original template, I'm actually using a task query instead of a data view query. So I'm looking for just the order task query. So data view queries for the projects, but in the actions, I'm actually file name query at the top. I still want it to show yesterday, today, specific to community for trying to manage. I can use the @ symbol in to, and then go down to weeks. You saw the that's control shift is else that I'm reliable because YouTube doesn't always make
seemed seemed okay. Come back to, yeah. It's one of those things where I think you only can know once you really dive into it.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video on Obsidian. In this video, we are gonna be talking about one of the most useful companion. You can see all the plugin, markdown tab. You'll see an icon for cardboard plugin on the left side. Just
What exactly was pack rats? Huh. Browse pack rats. Process completed recurring tasks. And what's wrong with that? But the completed instances tend to accumulate? Yeah. Yes. Items that recur yeah, sure. I don't care about, they can be deleted. Those that I want to retain within but relocated at the bottom. Those that I want to move into a separate, sure. By including them within a trigger that identifies default triggers. Comment, delete task, pen to designated. I chose to use comments because they aren't displayed. However, you can change the trigger. If I use, yeah, sure. If using this may be useful. So come back to, let's see what projects has to offer. Yeah, let's review the other ones and then we'll see if tasks are the best way to schedule tasks. Projects.
Hey there, fellow productivity enthusiasts, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about project management, now, freelance, and template page out my public, and inside it, my bracket.
Oh, this is
The
just a
video
template.
status field with the default folder notes about our YouTube videos. Okay, and we just create a couple of them, but first I need to specify the folder template so I can automatically apply the template to any notes I will create inside the videos folder. And here, and you are good to go. Now to open it, you just need to click here on project, open projects, and here on the top left you will have a plus button, create new project. You can give it a name. I will call it YouTube, and I choose the folder where I store my video notes. Create project, and here the first view that you have is a table view.
I see.
You can double click here and rename it all videos. So here I will see all the video nodes I will create. Here you can choose which fields to hide. For example, you don't want to see the path, the cover, the created fields, and the tags in your table view. You can reorder them. So maybe you want the topic here, the status is here, and then you want to switch these two. Now, in video status, if you go to the three dots here in configure field, you can add options. And for example, so basically these are the steps that you need to complete board view. So I can click here on the add view. I see here the go to projects and I change to see my scheduled video add condition published the video that I published. And here on cover, I set the cover as field to choose. And as you can see, the filter here is. And that's all for today, my friends.
So it seemed okay. Obsidian review plugin. It's similar to tasks where it's like, it's okay. We just need to see how it translates. Let's try this one.
You know, I think you're amazing, right?
Are going to be installed review plugin here, but I'll show you how to change that notes here that we'll use for demonstration. What I want to do is actually under the core plugins, I want to make sure that the backlinks plugin is turned on, which it is. And I want to take a look at the options for it. I actually want to show them in the document. So if you don't use this plugin, what that has done is not only will I still be able to see my backlinks here in the right-hand pane if I want to, I'll actually see them down here, and you'll see that in a minute when we actually add in a plugin for review. Go ahead and go back to calendar here for a second. The next plugin that I need to make sure is installed is the.
Did I really keep this? I swear I deleted it. All it does is add a link, right, to a future note. Add current note to a future note. Wait. Add current note to a future note. No, cause you can just use natural language. It's faster. Not using. Kanban. Okay, actually, let's go here first. Let's go through these first, because I know the next two are going to be intense. Or actually, let's put these up before all the other ones. So, wait. Oh, review. Got it. Huh? What is this showing us? Oh, I can't find the image. Okay. Oh, wait, we can go to GitHub. Why is it always opening on the other? So this is just natural language. Wait, what is this doing? Contained in all files. Oh, view the list of reminders contained in all files. Let's try it. Yeah, so we're in reminder, enable options. Am I supposed to be seeing something? Okay, oh, wait. Maybe it's test at tomorrow, or 24. Let's do it again, actually. 24. Okay, now what happens? Oh, that took a while. Mark as remind me in 30 minutes. Ooh, let's try. So scan reminders. Ah, didn't make it. What about this one? Nothing. Maybe. Okay, well. Okay. Hopefully the scans. Oh, wait. What? 37. Oh, I see what I did. I see. Second test. I see an issue already. If it takes a minute to scan all these files, if it takes a minute to scan, 2 minutes, 1 minute to scan all these files, imagine when this vault becomes very large with all my notes. How is it gonna function? I'm gonna have to wait like an hour. to be reminded, right? Shouldn't scan reminders, I don't know. And then I don't want to feel, okay, well, it seems to work, I'm just not I see what's happening. Yeah, so it seems to remind me. If I say scan reminders, it's only loading it, but it doesn't actually send the reminder until it's time. So you do have to load it. And what if it's in the past? But yeah, if you have a system where you're essentially hoping that your tasks are caught by this reminder, there might be instances where tasks do slip. And I think well, not that I think, but I personally want a system where I'm not relying on this sort of one reminder at a time, where all your tasks are not centralized, I guess. I just want to see what happens, but it's gonna be enough for me. Mute, second test, yeah. It'd be better if it could give you like a entire list of reminders, or maybe it puts all these reminders into, wait, doesn't it put into one document? No, it doesn't put into one document. I thought it did. You can view the list of reminders in all files. I don't know, maybe you can view it. But I'd prefer not to have that sort of system. If I need to be reminded for a specific day and time, it would be in my calendar. So, reminder. Not used. Now periodic notes. Actually, let's just see what this says. Periodic notes. Browse periodic notes. Install. Enable options. Daily notes, yes. Weekly notes, yup. Monthly, quarterly, yearly. Periodic notes, open weekly. Open yearly. I guess. Yeah. I might not even use periodic notes, because if you combine natural language dates with quick add, or with a macro, I guess, or with natural language, or even templator with a macro plugin, then you can automatically create your weekly, quarterly, yearly notes. But I mean, we'll have it for now. But maybe automates with plugin. Cool. So now there's the 3 fundamental project management type plugins. After we review these, wait, where is it? It's our to-dos. So task management, what do we say about tasks? We said maybe just do all this with these. There we go. Okay, so periodic note, tasks. Okay. Move this. I thought we reviewed projects. Review, nope. Reminder, nope. This. I think I reviewed projects. But, well, okay. I think I reviewed it. We'll just put it last. Oh, I need to change that. I don't like that setting. Yeah, so Kanban cardboard projects. The solid 3. I'll come back to this in a little bit. Taking a break.